Hi, welcome to this next session of Afrique Leadership Circle. In the first session, we introduced the series Put Your Dream to the Test. I just gave an overview of why it's important to have a dream and why some people don't have a dream, and also gave just a little bit of an anecdote of the 10 tests that you need to subject your dream into, so that you can differentiate whether this is a dream worth pursuing. You can differentiate your dream from your wish, or you can differentiate your dream from your resolution. So today, we're going to look at the first two critical tests in detail, and for you to be able to really understand how you can subject your dream into these first two steps, then we can progress in the other steps in the next episodes. So the first step that we want to look at today is the ownership question. And here, I think the basic question here is my dream really my dream? And we look at just some avenues here we are looking at in terms of a dream is possible only if you own it. And that's why this ownership question is very critical. It's for you to be able to attain your dream, for you to be able to live your dream, for you to be able to achieve your dream, then you must be able to own that dream. And let's look at some of the things that are important. Some of the excuses or some of the myths that a number of people, especially those who do not want to own their dreams, put as an obstacle to them achieving their dream. And number one is, a number of these people say that dreams don't come true for ordinary people. And remember, in the last episode, we looked at some of the obstacles that make people not to really have dreams. Is a number of guys also just settle for the average mediocrity. So this is one of the myths that especially those people who are really finding it hard to then put a meat into their dream. They have this myth that dreams only come true, don't come true for ordinary people. And the question that I need to challenge you today is, how can your dream that you're looking at as an ordinary person, how can your dream be both a target and a catalyst? And that's the only way that you can be able to see yourself as an ordinary person achieving your dream. The second myth that people use is, if the dream isn't big, then it's not worth pursuing. And the number of people who actually settle for the mediocrity average, this is one of the things that they actually put in as an obstacle, that if your dream is not that big, then it's not worth pursuing. One of the things that I want to challenge you today is a dream doesn't have to be big. It just has to be bigger than you. So your dream does not have to be big, but it has to be bigger than you. And that's the only way that then you can be able to start ensuring that it becomes both a target and a catalyst that drives you. Remember, we talked about a dream. It's something of the future that energizes your will, your mind, and your emotion. So it has to be something that really is bigger than you. The next myth that a number of people use is, now is not the time. Right now we are in this situation where the coronavirus and people are dying, and a lot of business have shut down. A lot of people are putting their dreams into halt, and they're saying now is not the time to be able to pursue my dream. And one of the things that I'll tell you is, when do you think the timing will be right for you, so that you can be able to progress? All these circumstances will keep on happening, challenges will keep on coming, but you need to ask yourself, when will it be the right time for you to be able to pursue your dream? So if you look at some of the things that we can be able to put in place to overcome these myths and to start taking ownership of our dreams, I want to walk you through some critical steps that you need to put down. And number one is, you must be willing to bet on yourself. The fundamental thing here is, you may succeed if nobody else believes in you, but you will never succeed if you don't believe in yourself. So you have to be willing to bet on yourself so that you can start taking ownership of your dream. Number two is you must be willing to lead your life instead of just accepting your life. Remember the issue around mediocrity of average. You must be willing to lead your life instead of just accepting your life. And here, critical decision is, what decision can I make that will move me towards my dream every day? Or what decision am I making every day that will move me towards my dream? And this when you ask yourself that question every day, then you start leading then your life instead of just accepting your life. Number 3 is love what you do and do what you love. Love what you do and do what you love. And I think here is critical is what choices have you made based on the opinion of others? Whether they are your friends, they are your parents, they are your family. Do you generally make choices because it pleases people? Or do you generally make choices because it's something that pleases you, it's something that energizes your mind, your emotions? So these are some of the questions that you need to be able to ask yourself. And number 4 is don't compare yourself or your dream to others. A number of people here compare themselves with their colleagues, with their friends, and so on. And what you're saying is it's not bad to compare, but do not compare to the level where you want to live somebody else's dream. And then here is never compare yourself or your dream to others. Never compare yourself or your dream to others. You have your own path. You have your own priorities. You have your own uniqueness. You need to be able to push that uniqueness to the next level. Number 5 is believe in your vision for the future, even when others don't. Believe in your vision for the future, even when others don't. And critical here is believing in yourself. Believing in yourself. And that's the only way that you can start taking ownership of your dream. So if you're able to put these 5 things in order, then you'll start seeing some things coming into place in terms of your ownership of your dream. And what I want to challenge you today is grab hold of your dream. What area in your life do you need to reclaim ownership over to move towards your dream? And I'll ask you again, what area in your life do you need to reclaim ownership to move you towards your dream? And that's the ownership question that you need to be able to ask yourself. So the next one that we're going to look at is the clarity question. And this is very critical. The key question here is, do I clearly see my dream? Do I clearly see my dream? And critical here is also, is your dream in focus? Are you seeing it? Or is something that you're not seeing? It's something that you're just dreaming and you're not seeing it. Critical aspect is knowing exactly what you want is the first step in fulfilling your dream. Knowing exactly what you want is the first step in fulfilling your dream. And why is that so? Let's look at some of the critical things that you need to put in place so that then you can have clarity of your dream. Number 1 is a clear dream makes a general idea very specific. Remember, all of us have these wishes, all these order. But when you start having clarity, when you start taking ownership, then you move to having clarity around what your dream, then you start being very specific around what you want to do. Number 2 is a clear dream doesn't become clear without effort. Remember, we talked about prayer without action, faith without works. A clear dream doesn't become clear without effort. What is the difference between your good intentions and you being intentionality? And I think that's the clarity around the effort. Good intentions are good, which is the dream that you have. But intentionality is you moving towards your dream, taking actions, making efforts towards ensuring that you move towards your dream. The third thing that you need to be to know, so that then you can have clarity of your dream, is a clear dream affirms your purpose. A clear dream affirms your purpose. And here is, when you discover your dream, what level of priority should you take in your life? When you discover your dream, what level of priority should you take in your life? What are some of the things that you need to be able to put in focus as a priority so that you can start working towards your purpose? Number 5 is a clear dream gives direction and motivation to the people around you. A clear dream gives direction and motivation to the people around you. Look at this example. What happens if leaders create all these fuzzy picture or no dream or vision for the team? What if they just create this fuzzy picture if they don't have clarity? And that's why you're saying a clear dream gives direction and motivation to the team. Then what do you need to do? You must set, you must see your vision, you must see your dream for you to seize it. And this is the clarity question. And the question that I need to leave you with as I conclude is, are you willing to describe your dream in details? Put it on paper and tell others about it. And that's the clarity question. Are you willing to describe your dream in details? Put it on paper and tell others about it. So today, those are the two questions that you need to ask yourself: the ownership question and the clarity question. See you next time. Subscribe, follow me through my channel, Step Afrique Leadership Circle, for the next consecutive dream tests and questions that you need to be able to subject your dream to. And hope you've enjoyed the two questions of ownership and clarity. And see you next time. And thank you very much.